Hi everyone, only a quick one today, but I recently got myself a Miyoo Mini V2, so I thought I'd just do a quick direct comparison with my original Miyoo Mini. The Miyoo Mini came out originally in the first half of the year, with the V2 iteration coming out around May. In a nutshell, the differences between the original, which is on the right, and the V2 on the left include different shell options, a different battery setup, a slightly updated stock firmware, better controls and a better screen. I'll say straight away that these changes are certainly all for the better, but in my opinion, not upgrade worthy if you've got yourself with the original model. I do really like the transparent blue shell, which is my V2 model. The S button scheme is always neat to see with a nice gloss finish as well. You can still get the equally awesome retro DMG Game Boy style too for the V2 model, which I certainly would have gone for if I hadn't already done so in my original model. Comparing the firmware updates as we're running through in the background, there's a few more emulators available in the stock V2 model firmware compared to the original, as well as a couple of additions to the settings. For both the original and V2 models, you also have the option to upgrade to custom firmware, which adds even further emulation support, apps and many other neat additions. The battery in the V2 is a very slightly better spec, although it is a different model and harder to find replacements for, which is potentially worth bearing in mind. The D-pad in the V2 model is more loose but in the best of ways, and the buttons are a bit more responsive. In terms of upgrades, you'll likely notice the difference in very input-dependent games like fighters or precision platformers, but for casual playing or retro RPG run-throughs, which is probably what I've likely put the most time to with my Miyuus, you'll likely not really notice or appreciate the benefits between the two. So if you're like me and use the Miyoo Mini as a portable Pokemon machine, you'll likely not really get much benefit from the V2's more responsive controls. The difference in screens is where I really started to see a difference when comparing the two models side by side, with the V2 providing clearer blacks, brighter colours and a generally less washed out colour scheme when comparing the two against one another. I wasn't exactly unhappy with the original screen, though could immediately notice difference between the two, some of which is thanks to the updated firmware to be fair, and the additional customization options available via the custom firmware does help negate this issue here too. Still though, if like we have here you compare out of the box to out of the box, there's certainly a clear benefit from the V2 model. So as promised, just a very quick comparison video, but I thought I'd give the Miyoo Mini a bit more love on the channel, given it's still one of my favourite budget handhelds and just does so much right across the board. Stock for the Miyoo Minis do seem to be drying up, with the speculation being it's hopefully to do with the Miyoo switching focus to their upcoming P60 handheld, so we'll see what the future holds there. I'll definitely be covering Miyoo's follow-up once available, but that's it for now. I hope you've had a great week and thanks for watching.